been part and parcel of the French ministries from its inception. The French ministries are geographically, linguistically, and culturally far from the rest of LCC congregations, but in faith and doctrine, we are one. And God is with us no matter where we are. And the people of God have been with us. They've been key. It's not just a matter of they've been around, they've been key. Especially the Lutheran Hour throughout this history. Initially it was radio, and then it was through a series of booklets, and that became the platform, if you will, for what was translated. And in addition, every year, Lutheran Hour Ministries Canada produces a French language version of the devotionals. So this is the example of the Lenten devotional for this year. It's done every Lent and every Advent. If Lutheran Hour had not backed certain projects, there simply would be a gaping hole. The idea of doing devotionals, it's not like in English where if you want an Advent devotional, you can go to CPH, you can go to all sorts of different sites, you can find many Advent devotionals that are Lutheran that are available. In French, it's this. This is it. Every year, the only Advent devotional in the world that's printed in French, that's Lutheran, is the one from the Lutheran Hour Ministries Canada. Saying that reaches far. If you wanted any document whatsoever to give to laymen in French about a particular subject, if you want to give a couple, an engaged couple, some sort of basic reading about marriage, this is it in the world. This is it in French that has a Lutheran perspective out on the Reformation. This is it in French. That's it. If you wanted to give out information, some sort of document or pamphlet on angels, it was the Lutheran Hour document on angels, that booklet. Domestic violence, that's it. On alcoholism, that was it. The forgiveness, there were 2 booklets that were put out. And so the impact of every booklet that was, every piece of information, every piece of literature that was produced, it made this huge impact on the French-speaking Lutheran world because there simply was no other resource available. And that's still true. So we are working together constantly in the last 3 years in more intensively through a special collaboration that's transpired. And we've now created a French language Facebook that has French language daily devotionals online. Everything goes out across the world. Many of you are familiar with the kids pages that are being done in English every week. The spin-off of that is now a French version that's been being done every liturgical feast or Sunday since Ash Wednesday. And there's a French version of that is, it's not a translation exactly, it's an adaptation that's being sent throughout the world too. The thing that's the most surprising, which should not be a surprise, but it is the point to which Lutheran Hour Ministries wants to work with the church, not as something parallel, but something that is really backing how the church is doing outreach in French. And they have been consistently supportive and cooperative in that area, and they respond to the needs. So as in the past 30 years, when I've brought up needs, when I've made requests, very often Lutheran Hour has said, yes, let's do it, we'll back you.
I became a Lutheran. I joined a Lutheran church, of course, and I did the whole process to become a communing member of my church. And Pastor Somers really had all these projects he wanted to do, and one of the projects he had wanted to do for a while was to do French videos, which would touch big topics that pretty much everyone, Lutheran or not, could relate to. And that was the first time that I really got in contact and work with Lutheran. What surprised me is how much they do. In Lutheran, our ministry is, of course, probably the most well-known thing that Lutheran Laymen Leagues do, but they do so much, whether it's booklet, whether it's Advent devotional or yearly devotional, in everything. And what's really exciting about it is that in French, they're doing so much, but there's also so much opportunity. And that's one thing that's really exciting about LLL. What I would like people to know about what I do, it's basically what LLL is doing in French. Pretty much everything that I do is not really my idea. It's either the idea of Pastor Somers or the idea of LLL. And so we have wonderful booklets that we're doing in French. We have wonderful devotional that we publish in little booklets or that we put on the French website. We want to be out there. We want to make sure that people know about us and know who we are, and that's what LLL and me working for them are doing. God has really impacted me in my community and through LLL and through Lutheranism as a bigger thing, really serving my neighbor, the whole Luther's quote, God doesn't need your good work, but your neighbor does. And Pastor Somers and LLL really have given me this mentality of serving my neighbor through good works. And it goes through evangelizing my neighbors, being there for my neighbors, trying to reach our community. I love my city, I love Quebec, I love every French Canadian, wherever they are, and I want to be able to reach those people and to put them in contact either with me or to LLL or to Pastor Somers.